A final from the WEC on senior night as Stetson defeats NJIT by a score of 68-49. And as we welcome you courtside along with head coach Mike Lane, I'm Mike Ventola. So, Coach, not a way you want to see your senior night come to an end for your three seniors, but it started kind of a little slow because you were down 13-6 going into quarter number 2. A slow night offensively. What do you attribute to kind of the slow beginning for your squad?
I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously, I thought we had some good looks. They didn't go down. We had a little bit of a different starting lineup, obviously, but I thought we were, Kenna was good for us early. I was actually pretty happy with that first quarter because we've given up a lot of 20-point quarters, and so we kept them in the teens, and they got probably 2 free looks from 3 that they shouldn't have, and that was the difference in the game at that point. Then I thought our second quarter was great. We played hard. We definitely stepped up on the defensive intensity, and that showed. And so it was like 19-11, didn't look great, but then we really finished that quarter really well. So we felt good at halftime, and then that first 90 seconds right out of the break was just our death knell.
When you were going to where you were a little slow in the beginning, you went to the well, and you call upon Danny Evans. She hits 2 3-point shots. You're right back in the contest. Did we see flashes of Danny Evans that you're hoping for could be more consistent in the future for her?
Yeah, we were actually mad about the shots that she didn't take. So, so that's how coaches think. I thought she was tentative on a couple, like you're open, shoot it, and so she'll learn that. Again, that's part of being a freshman, but she's got to know what her, number one weapon is. And so again, this whole year for Miti and Danny and Kenna and Kennedy has been one of growth. Unfortunately, we didn't get Kendall out there as much as we would have liked, certainly, but those guys, these reps are all going to pay dividends. We had actually a great stop there late in the fourth quarter with Miti, something that she's really had to work on, and she did it. So, we're seeing some of that. They'll put it all together, but that's certainly the one positive out of this long winter.
And Ellen Stoll put together 16 points, and I know it was kind of a little bit of a roller coaster year for her. You saw some signs from her, which kind of being an upperclassman, also some tough games because defenses do pay a lot of mind to her. But knowing now that she's going to be a senior next year, and I know, look, you still have 2 games left here in the regular season, but kind of jumping ahead to that, she's going to continue to get a lot of attention. How does she better prepare? What else can she do to kind of get her to allow herself to have more open looks?
Well, I think a game like tonight, that's what Ellen can be, and that she doesn't have to do that every night. But that's a little bit of that, where Kelly's role used to be for us, and that's what we want Ellen to be, where we want her to get attention. The more attention she gets, that really opens up and spaces the court for us. Unfortunately, we just could not capitalize in the paint tonight with that. I thought we had a lot of looks down there, but that's got to be the kind of symbiotic relationship we have. That if they're paying that much attention on the arc, we got to be punishing them in the block, and we've been able to do that on a lot of teams this year, even with maybe not having a full deck of cards, but we just had a unfortunate tough night on the block.
And for Danielle, look, she's been remarkable all season long. From my perspective, I felt like the basketball was just allergic to the hoop for her tonight.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was just allergic.
It's just crazy. And some of these kids have these nights when, they're trying to get their 1,000 point, or it's senior night, and you just, as a coach, you never know what that key is going to be, and once you miss 2 or 3, you start getting in your head, but when it gets up to 7, 8, 9, that's a tough place to get out of. But amazingly, she was getting to the line and hitting it from the line, so I thought always just to see the ball go through the hole, I thought that would help her. But just an incredibly tough night. It's not the way she wanted to finish. It's not the way we'll remember her at all. She's meant so much to me and our staff and this program for these 2 years, as did Tracey. Great to have Tracey out there, and MB, just to give her some minutes, that was really special for us, because those kids have obviously given us so much over these 2 years.
We talked about on Saturday a little bit. I know you're just touching on now with what those 3 were able to do, but how proud for you as a coach and your staff knowing that those 3, they weren't 3 players that you and your staff recruited. They had to buy in, especially late in their career, and knowing that they were able to do that. How satisfactory is it for you?
It's unbelievable, and it makes, you never want your seniors to graduate. You want to keep that relationship. I saw Kelly Greeno here tonight, and I was waving her over, like, come on the bench. You just always want to coach them. And when you only have them for 2 or 3 years, it's that much worse, because you see the growth, that Danny has shown over these 2 years. And she's, other than tonight, obviously, but she's just been such a impact player. She does everything for us. She's going to end her career points, rebounds, block shots. She's all over the record book. And MB and Tracey, unfortunately, just didn't have the health that we thought we might have, obviously, in like August, September when we were starting this thing. But I thought MB was kind of that very versatile player that was going to do well for us and showed some of those flashes. And then Tracey's IQ really fit everything that we always thought she would do. And you saw that in just the brief flashes that she's had. But she sees the floor. She knows what passes. She has that touch and she has that feel. So we're really going to miss him. I wish I could coach him more. But that's that's college basketball. You get 4 years. That's why it's special. It's going to end. So we're really proud of them. And again, they mean so much to us because they bought in. That was just fantastic.
Couldn't agree more with you, Coach. It's been a pleasure, as always, getting a chance to work with you and your staff, this team. And if I may say, the future is certainly very bright for you. It's been a lot of fun getting a chance to watch your team grow here now 2 seasons in a row.
Yeah, thank you. And it's been great in our arena and our administration. And I think everybody knows that this is going to get better. It's been a long, cold winter. But I think, this is not the year that we thought we were going to have. It was a tough year, too. But we're excited about our future. And these kids have they've poured the concrete. They've done really all the real hard work. That I feel like they've turned this thing around. It might not look like it in the win-loss column, but I think if we have some of the kids that we have coming in and what they believe this program can be, and in this building and with this kind of athletic department at this great institution, we feel really good about the future.
Best of luck down at Kennesaw State in North Alabama, and looking forward to you and I talking a little bit more come November.
Yep, there we go. Maybe I can do a baseball game this year.
Look, anytime you want to come out to Allentown. Look, I told you before, anytime a Pawtucket comes into town, you want to watch your Red Sox, you're more than welcome to come on out. Tickets, and you get a press pass and everything.
I'll be ready.
All right.
All right, thanks, Mike.
All right, thanks for joining by, Coach. And that's going to do it for head coach Mike Lane. I'm Mike Ventola.